Hey Godzilla, this is a Rifter Darkly on Reddit, Ian Cube on DeviantArt, and Vin7 on YouTube. I'm sure you already know that. It's just for the new viewers. I want to talk to you about your image, the cave. I think it's called, right? Did I? Yeah, I got that right. Okay, 1 for 1 so far. All right. I want to talk to you about the composition here and the light. We're gonna take a tiny look at coloring, but the most important thing is the composition and the light that plays into the composition. So right now, what I've done just to illustrate this point is that we can clearly see the light here. We can see that it's sort of a curve, that something is happening here. All right, so that's important to remember. Here we go. So when we have this this one light source, there's only one light source in this image. It means that we have to be very careful with where we place things. So the light is making us look at it this way, and it ends here, this curve, which means that here's a focal point, but nothing is happening here. So it sort of starts from here and goes all the way up here, which means that you have to have something interesting over here. Maybe something more interesting than these stone teeth. I can't remember if they're called stalagmites or whatever. You know what I mean. So if this had been my painting, I would have grabbed this guy and moved him over here to make him look like, guess who's hiding in the shadows, you know? And I would also have, let's see, right tool, please. All right, so well, the point is here that you want us to focus on this part, and of course, well, on these two parts, right? But this part is way too small to be interesting. I know that you're thinking that you have a foreground. This is a foreground. And you have a middle ground. And that you have a background. And that's fine. But when the things in the middle ground are this freaking tiny, I mean, she is the size of his hand. They're too small to focus on. You're not, so they become background. So an easier fix than to simply repaint the whole thing would be to simply lasso tool your way around this. Control J. What did I do? I managed to grab the wrong layer, didn't I? Yeah. Here we go. Move it and grab it and up it a bit, so that we can start to see that, yeah, this is something that we need to look at. I would go even bigger because they're still very tiny. So the interest is this person, this creature, this figure, I suppose. But since this figure is so close to like the start of where your eyes, this is where your eyes start, right? So he's so very close to that that it doesn't really feel like he's a focal point, because your eyes want to keep going like this. Next up, all right, I think that's my point on that. It's 5 minutes, almost 6. All right, cool. So next up we have the actual light. In this composition, the light is clearly coming this way. This is the clear angle of the light. I mean, we can see it right there. We can see the edge right here, which does not explain this part. This light is, well, we can even remove this. Yeah, that makes more sense. This part is not bounce light off of this, but it looks like this is being hit by direct light. And if it's being hit by direct light, I mean, you even have like highlights here. The light needs to be in that angle. Yeah, which it isn't right now, as you can see. Sure, this is a magical fantasy world where anything is possible, and of course this could all be glowing and whatnot, that kind of crap. But since we can't tell that it's glowing, we don't know, and so the light doesn't really compute. So yeah, I would have moved all of this to up here, make sure that everything is lit here, or I could have simply darkened everything here, depending on where you want the light to come from. Alright, and that's that about light and composition. Now for the last part is the coloring here, and as I said, this could be this is a magical cave in a magical universe where the laws of physics don't necessarily apply, but this wall right here is in shadow. You know, this wall comes down all the way here, but it looks like it's changing from blue to orange. It's not a blue wall and on top of that a yellow light. It's an orange wall, on top of that a yellow light. Which is not good. If you still have the layers, if you still have the image layered, you can go back and recolor this wall right here. I would have done so. Done that. I would have done so, yes. To get a better get a better understanding of what's going on. I would also have, now that I remember it, I would also have watched this arm here. If we look at the light is coming from here somewhere, right? There's no way I can justify in my mind why the back of his arm is so lit. You know, the arm is round. You know, it's a curve. God, I don't think anyone can see what I'm doing right here, but here we go. There's the arm as a curve right here. And this is where the shadow is. That must mean that the light is coming from somewhere. Well, yeah, that's wrong. But the light would have to come from somewhere here. And stop here, yeah? So this arm needs to be a lot darker. Let's see, 11 minutes, 30 seconds, here we go. Anything else? Anything else? Not that I can, well, okay. One last thing is that even if you want to keep all this, even if you want to argue with me, son, which you don't, I'm kidding. The light beam here, let's see if I can make it completely straight. This light beam is not exactly, as you can see, the light stops here. So, and my point is that it should be, come on, it should be here. Unless the light source is somehow blocking the space, which I don't think it is. It looks like this is sun, so it will fill the entire mouth of the cave. All right, so did that make sense? I sure hope it did. Anyway, see you on the forums, dude.